Hey guys, Troubletcat here, recording for the Zombie Arcade, and today we're looking at the AN-94 again, but it got some big changes in the patch last night, if you guys weren't aware. And in fact, I want to talk about the patch in general and all the changes therein a little bit. But first up, the AN-94, did they fix it? Fuck yeah, they fixed it. The two-shot burst mode is now as fast and accurate as it should be, and you can even spam that thing close up and make good use of this gun. I will say, it's definitely not going to be for everyone. It handles kind of weird, which makes sense. It's kind of a weird gun in real life. And so it's a little bit funny. It takes some getting used to, but I do definitely think it's a solid gun now. I think it's quite balanced, actually. It's on par with most of the other assault rifles. It's nothing ridiculous, but also quite usable now. And you're going to see I have a pretty good game here, although my team does end up losing. I personally have a pretty good game. Other big changes in the patch, first of all, I brought the scoreboard up a few times there. They added ping to the scoreboard, which is nice. Standard PC features we expect in every game. The chat box looks a lot nicer now, and one big thing I want to talk about is the urn. They changed the urn a lot. On this map, it actually looks pretty much the same, although the contrast is reduced, and they cut down the maximum range on it a bit. And it's a little bit harder to see people because their webbing no longer shows up as hot. So they made it a little bit less effective in general, but most of what they did seems to be sort of dependent on map. It seems to be more affected by environmental factors now. It used to be just incredibly awesome on every map, whereas now, on a map like Terran Highway, where it's quite clear, and it happens to be nighttime, you can see a lot. It's still very, very useful. But on Grand Bazaar, for example, which is set during the day, and there's a lot of rain and mist, ambient mist, you can't see dick all, and I'm guessing that's because the rain and mist sort of hides the heat signatures, plus it's daytime, so the night vision isn't helping you any. I kind of like what they've done with it. On some maps, it's a bit too useless, but on this map, for example, as you can still see, it's still a very, very handy optic to have, although I don't end up using it for the entire game. They also changed the tack light and made it a bit less effective, especially during daylight. Once again, on this map, it's still quite strong, and I do get blinded by it a couple times, but you have to be quite close, especially during the day now, so I'm happy with that. The mortars, they reduced the reload time, and, they increased the reload time and changed the time to target to make that a bit higher, so the mortars are a bit less effective, which, honestly, I think the mortars were fine before, but if it stops people complaining, all good. They made some subtle UI changes, like black outlines around markers on the HUD and stuff, which makes things a lot easier to see, especially friendly markers and depth markers and stuff like that. And, I don't know, something else, some stuff that wasn't in the patch notes, that the game just feels better now. I don't know. I was really, really happy with this patch. I think you know, DICE did a great job with this one. And, it's just really good to see the game improve so much, pretty much overnight. And I'm looking forward to trying out the new maps on December 13th. So, you can see there the tack light was still sort of obscuring him at that range, but it wasn't completely blinding me. By the way, it's a good thing to note. So even on night maps, its effectiveness is reduced, but still handy. And I didn't see that spawn beacon there in the game at all. The dude actually respawns and kills me because there's a spawn beacon right in front of me, and then puts it back in the exact same place. But I didn't notice that spawn beacon. So you can see here. Can't see shit around that big light anymore, and people are not showing up anywhere near as orange as they used to at long range. I'm quite happy with where the urn is at. I'm still probably not going to use it that much. I mean, the reason I wasn't using it much before wasn't because I felt it was cheap. It was because I'm just not a really big fan of the urn in general, but I might use it a little bit. I probably won't use it in this series because it's so dependent on map. And I want to talk about the gun sort of more generally and not sort of, this is a good loadout for this specific map kind of thing. Which, I mean, obviously that does come into play, and it's something I'm not really touching on much in the series, but that is definitely something that comes into play, is what map you're on. But for the most part, I'm trying to deal with things in relation to how they work with the gun in this series. And obviously, showing a couple of different setups most of the time, close range ones, long range ones, so, you know, what map you're on is going to dictate what setup you want to use for the weapon. But the urn is just so specific to a few maps, and it's not to do with range or anything like that, so I'll probably still be keeping this out of the series, but I don't think it's OP now or anything like that. I do feel it was a little bit too powerful before, and now I'm super happy with it. Also, as you can see, they added single shot to the AN-94, as well as making the two-shot burst better. Full auto fire is the same as it always was, but the two-shot burst has been sorted out to what it should be. And, oh damn, I actually cut it out, I think. I did, whatever. Never mind, seeing as it won't be in the video. You will never know of what I just spoke. Yeah, so it's a very solid gun now, especially for mid to long range. But even close up, that two-shot burst can get the job done. As you saw a fair bit of earlier at the start of this game, when I was chilling out in that building and just kind of shooting dudes as they ran in the door by spamming on my two-shot burst to get a good little rate of fire out of this thing. You can see here again me just taking dudes out like there's no tomorrow. Once again, more close range stuff. I didn't actually get that kill, I just got an assist. I ended up throwing a laser sight on here because I actually had nothing in that slot, if you noticed. I'm just using the AN-94 at the moment. Sometimes the right attachment is no attachment. On that first phase, I just didn't want anything in that slot. I ended up deciding, yeah, on this phase, with more close quarters, a laser sight's going to be a good idea. And I do end up putting that on, and I also switched to a PSO scope 4x optic. Ultimately, because the ARM is nice now, and I don't feel it's OP, and it's good on this map, but that extra magnification I felt was going to be more useful. I did just want to sort of show off the ARM for now, though, post-patch, so I used it for most of this game. I had to use it for a while so that people could see the changes. This was a really good game for me. I mean, I went on, I guess, I don't know, yesterday was all kinds of fail, and so today, the gods of gaming took mercy upon me and gave me much owning. Unfortunately, I do get a couple guys flanking around behind me, shooting me in the back, stuff like that. Deaths that, basically where I just got outplayed, you know, somebody flanked me and took me out. And those are unfortunate because, I mean, I do go on, like, I go on a few tears, and then I also have some bits where I'm dying a lot. But, you know, as we talked about before, you want to mix things up. You want to not die too much, as we mentioned in our G3A3 video. Let's see here, this is where I shoved the laser sight on. Not that I end up making much use of it, but whatever. I think I do kill one dude, yeah, this dude at close range with it. Get my AN-94 Service Star 4. I think I have 400 kills with this thing now. Man, I'm currently, when I'm not recording, and when I'm streaming. When I'm not recording, though, I'm currently going on a mission to get every unlock for every weapon. So I had to get 350 kills with the AN-94 to get the last unlock for it. And then I guess I got the 50 more. I could have just waited for patch to get those. It would have been much less painful than it was, but hey, whatever. I've got a weird glitch with the Spec Ops Black camo on the US side now since the patch. Not sure. It's fine on the Russian side, but whatever. I get so lucky with that headshot. I can't even. But what I want to mention is the spread on that two-shot burst is really, really tiny. I mean, you can use that at good ranges. The bit that I cut out, I will tell you, is I went nice and far away from a wall, and I fired a two-shot burst at it, ran up. Those things weren't in exactly the same spot, but the hits from the bullet were sort of right next to each other. I mean, the second one would have missed a dude, probably, but only just, and I mean, it was a pretty good, wasn't a huge distance, but it was pretty good. Maybe something like what you're seeing here, where I'm shooting across this bridge. I might want to consider starting to use single shot or controlled full auto at that distance instead of the two-shot burst. Do end up getting blown the fuck up by an M320 there, and I think that was my last death, and the game is pretty much over at this point, which would be why I didn't cut out this stuff. I was like, it's pretty much over, fuck it, I'll just leave it in. So we did end up losing, but it was a nice little game for me, a 3.0 KDR. I mean, I don't know, I kind of feel like I could have maybe done more for the objectives in this game, but I was defending them pretty hard a lot of times, so I don't know, I don't really think I was playing too far from the objectives to get that score. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I got that MCOM Defender ribbon. I did okay. It was fine. Let me know what you thought of the video. As always, guys, I might try and get another G3A3 video up today if I can get a good game for it. Otherwise, there will be another Call of Cthulhu video uploaded after this. Thanks for watching. Did I mention it? Whatever. Until next time, Troubletcat out.